Hello everyone. ET is in touch. And today the news block of those phones that impressed me. XIAOMI, are you serious? Seriously. I hope that they will impress you too, friends. The block is composed as follows. I'll tell you about the most interesting smartphones. There is a lot of information, so sit down, tune in to the positive and it will definitely tell you everything beautifully. It's true. It's true. If you subscribe to this channel, I am infinitely grateful to you. And if you haven't signed up, well, the opportunity has come to do it. You press the button and it will be very, very nice for me. And of course, slap a like on this video. The first smartphone that impressed me was the Honor Magic 5 Pro. Indeed, these are 5 ways to beat Xiaomi. And earlier, you remember, friends, Honora was on Karen and some did not like it, although in general the phones were very, very cool. Well, the Honor company has essentially changed its shoes, it has made a completely different concept of a smartphone, and let me tell you about it today. First they were introduced in China, and now friends are already represented on the international market. We are waiting, friends, for answers from the officials when they appear on our market. In terms of appearance, this is something new. On the one hand, the features of the continuation of the previous line are visible, but on the other hand, friends, this is a completely new concept. If we talk about the design of the rear camera, it includes a block of 3 cameras, all of these cameras are framed in a so-called circle. Most of all, I was surprised by the version of Magic 5 Ultimate, which became a wine for design development, but of course from the point of view of the company itself. In my opinion, the phone looks very stylish, very brutal. The skin is perfectly integrated into the overall design of the smartphone, the phone looks new. Before, friends, I have not seen such solutions. But by the way, write in the comments how you like this option. From the point of view of hardware, the screen is 673 inches, this is an OLED screen and LTP, with, of course, a good resolution of 1224 by 2688, 120 Hz purity updates. Here we can conclude that the screen has no disadvantages. As for the diagonal size, it is absolutely standard for Chinese smartphones. If we talk about the Pro version and the Ultimate version, of course the best, then here the screen is a little more than 681 inches, this is also an AIA Matrix 1312 by 2848, that is, a much better resolution, adaptive refresh rate from 1 to 120 Hz, and this is of course LTI-PiO. The screen scored 151 points in the test of the authoritative DxOMark, which made it, friends, for a moment, the best smartphone in the world, and it was able to overtake even the iPhone 14 Pro. All these 3 screens support the highest PWM frequency, dimming, that is, the same snakes and PWM. All this means only one thing, your eyes will not suffer from shim. Let me remind you that the actions of the PWM are obvious when it is in darkened mode. It's nice that companies are developing in this regard and trying to take care of our health. It is worth noting that the 5 Magic is also equipped with curved non-crystalline glass, which increases the resistance to falling tenfold. By the way, very soon I will tell you about the new OnePlus 11 Pro, and it was tested for strength. In terms of performance, this is an absolutely top-end solution. The standard Snapdragon 8 of the 2nd generation, the performance is absolutely in space. This bundle helps optimize performance and power consumption that was previously unavailable, and takes performance and power consumption to a new level. All Honor Magic 5 series are equipped with a high-performance combination of LP5X and UFC 4.0 memory. In terms of performance, the company has not been stingy and has provided us with the best features that can only be. I want to remind you that this company used to produce processors of its own production under the name Karen. But now they have changed their shoes, so to speak, stepped over the sanctions, and now they have reached a new top level. Combined with GPS Turbo X technology, the processor provides a higher frame rate with the same configuration, lower heat generation and power consumption due to super scheduling and super frame rate. In simple words, the system adapts to your requests. If you play, then the games are running at maximum and, accordingly, the processor is working at maximum. If you just hang out in social networks, then the processor frequency is a little less, but the processor itself does not strain at all. But the most interesting thing, friends, is a number of innovative solutions. One of them concerns the battery. At the beginning, let's talk about the battery, then I'll actually tell you what the innovation itself is. So, the younger version of Honor Magic 5 has a battery of 5100 mAh, supports fast charging of 66 watts, well, in principle, it would seem, what is so amazing? But the Honor Magic 5 Pro series uses Ori Lake technology. This is the world's first technology and the industry's first silicon-carbon negative battery technology. The most interesting thing is that this is the first commercial use of silicon-carbon negative battery technology in mobile phones. That is, before it was only available for testing. Now, friends, the whole thing has gone on sale. What is the essence of the technology itself? The density of negative energy is 16% higher than that of a conventional graphite negative battery. In fact, having a capacity of 5100 mAh, it can reach more capacity, while the battery itself is much thinner, which favorably affects the thickness of the smartphone itself. If we talk about charging the Pro version, then here it is standard and is 66 watts, fast wireless charging is 50 watts, and well, the battery is 5450 mAh. Agree, this is very cool for the Pro version. Absolutely maximum battery. The handsome Honor here tried to weaken. Then the cameras. 3 cameras, the main one for 54 megapixels, 50 megapixels are super wide and 32 megapixels, equipped with a light temperature sensor plus a clicker and supports a system with a 50-fold zoom, that is, 32 megapixels is a zoom camera. Now we are talking about the usual version of Honor Magic 5 Pro and Perfect or Ulti and Dashin, a set of 3 cameras, and each of them is 50 megapixels. If we talk about the main camera, then here the matrix area is 1:112, the super high temperature is f1.6, which significantly improves light transmission and image quality. By the way, in the previous videos of the microphone furnace, I explained how important the signature is. There is also a 50 megapixel ultra-wide-angle camera and a 50 megapixel main camera with OR lens and supports 100-fold magnification. Of course, hybrid plus optics. Innovative technologies have also touched the main camera, let's call it the eagle eye. The essence of this technology is that the focus has become much faster and thanks to artificial intelligence, it can predict the behavior of a character in the frame and set the desired values in advance. This helps with portrait photography and allows you to achieve high shooting speed during night shooting. Honor Magic 5 Pro also took first place in the Dixo mark, scoring 152 points and ahead of Huawei Mate 50 Pro and iPhone 14 Pro Max. As for the software, here is the Magic OS 7.1 on top of Android. Well, probably the most interesting question concerns the prices. Previously, this company was known for producing a good quality product at quite adequate price tags. It's nice that the tradition does not change, and the phone costs about 44,000 rubles. If this amount is translated into dollars, then about $588. Well, the last question is when it will appear on our market is not yet clear, and if we talk about the Pro version, the price tag starts from $750. In the comments, friends, a small challenge, write how you like this smartphone on a 5-point scale. At the same time, 5 is the highest score, 1 is the lowest score. So, go in the comments. By the way, I'll tell you about the test you layer 1 with Pro for strength. So, the famous YouTuber Zach Nelson from the Jerry Reich channel, the video was taken just from his channel. He conducted a test for the durability of the latest flagship smartphone Uplast. This time he thoroughly examines and tests the strength of the new Layer 11 to see if it has become stronger than its predecessors. The video begins with a statement that the 10-ton formation did not withstand the strength test and broke in half. The crack was caused by a part under the camera body. The previous OnePlus 10 Pro also broke down. As for the 11th version, let's see what he is capable of. The screen passed the test for the searchlight lighter for more than 50 seconds without damage, a good result. The next step was to test the device for durability. Zach tried to break it with his own hands. Since the previous smartphones broke in half for you, it seemed that the new smartphone had no chance. But this time only the glass broke. The phone itself remained intact, although the YouTuber tried to break it. making characteristic movements in one direction or the other. The phone never broke, the case remained intact, although it was covered with cracks. But the smartphone worked and remained in working condition. It can be concluded that the protective glass of the roots of the Gorilla Eye Vitus, apparently, holds loads much better. As for the smartphone itself, the price tag is about $1,200 equipped, friends, in full. Break it completely. Completely break it. Break me completely. Next, Xiaomi 13 Lite is on the supply of SAM Gen 1, and will he be able to outbid the previous Xiaomi 12 Lite smartphone? Let's see, friends. With the release of the Mi 13 series to the international market, Xiaomi has also announced the Mi 13, which offers improved performance and video capabilities compared to the 12 Lite. Just like the Chinese version of Xiaomi Qiwi 2, this model is equipped with a 7 Gen 1 or 7 generation SNAB chip, the first, which provides more than a 20% increase in GPU performance and more than a 30% increase in artificial intelligence performance compared to the 778G 12 Lite. The processor uses a 4nm tech process in Samsung, including 1-core and 710 with a frequency of 2 and 4 GHz. However, the new phone still uses the memory L4X, which is currently outdated, and the SF2.2. If we talk about internal memory, it will be available in two configurations from €499. By the way, friends, I put it on my Telegram channel, and it turned out to be much cheaper there. Why? Because at official dealers, friends, it costs about 32,999 rubles, which is 7,000 rubles cheaper than on AliExpress. Here, friends, is an interesting difference. If you want to take the maximum version of 8256, then it is about 38,990 rubles, that is, 5,500 rubles cheaper than on AliExpress. This, by the way, very rarely happens, and I recommend you to take it from the officials. The phone, by the way, has MIUI 14 pre-installed on the basis of Android 12. It is equipped with a 50-megapixel Sony AI Mix Sensor 766, an 8-megapixel Sony AI Mix 355 and a 2-megapixel macro lens plug. Here the improvement is obvious, only the flagship sensor of previous generations is installed in the main camera. This sensor is equipped with an ultra-low dispersion optical glass lens that provides better image quality over the edges of daytime shooting, but higher light transmittance and better noise reduction. In addition to significantly improving the hardware of the Xiaomi 13 Lite cameras, it is also equipped with the Mi Image Brain system, which increases the camera launch speed, shutter speed in all scenarios, including night mode, compared to its predecessors. The most interesting thing is the so-called dynamic island. After all, he appeared at the Xiaomi company. This is a dual selfie camera like a new iPhone, but the functionality is of course very different. What is it? Friends, how do you like it? Be sure to write in the comments. The smartphone has a 32-megapixel front camera and an 8-megapixel depth of field sensor with a viewing angle of 100 degrees, the so-called mini-wide. There is automatic cropping of group photos, and if by the way you compare with the Qiwi 2, then there are two sensors of 32 megapixels. Next is a 655-inch screen, a curved AMOLED display with a resolution of 1080 by 2400, the refresh rate is of course 120 Hz, the discrete frequency is 200 Dolby Hazen. IP53. As for the battery, it has a capacity of 4,500 mAh, which is 200 mAh more than 12 Lite. It supports 67-watt wired charging and can charge up to 100% in about 40 minutes. In addition, this smartphone has Dolby Atmos Wi-Fi of the 6th generation, Bluetooth 5.2, NFC support. IC is not available in all regions, do not forget about this, and a built-in modem with X62. That such a provocative smartphone turned out to be from Xiaomi. Next is the Redmi company, which pleases us with innovations. Redmi, 300 watts charging in just 5 minutes to 100%. Previously, we couldn't even think about it, but imagine, the phone can be charged up to 100% in 5 minutes. You will not have time to turn around, brush your teeth, and your phone is already on the cell. Handsome. So, it's interesting that this announcement was made on the day when Realme GN3 about this smartphone, friends, later. By the way, a very interesting, beautiful and innovative smartphone. In general, when Realme announced its smartphone with the fastest charging, this is the news that Redmi has a charge of 300 watts. Redmi has officially announced 300 watts. The brand used a modified Redmi Note 12 Discovery Edition with a battery capacity of 4100 mAh. The device took 2 minutes and 11 seconds to reach 50%. Redmi has officially announced a solution for ultra-fast charging with a capacity of 300 watts. This happened just a month after Realme told about her new smartphone. Thanks to this, Redmi officially becomes the fastest solution in the world of charging. The Redmi company claims that it can charge the battery up to 100% in just 5 minutes. The brand has published an official demo video where it used a modified Redmi Note 12 Discovery Edition with a battery of 4100 mAh. By the way, the battery was reduced. In the previous version there were 4300 mAh, but this is a so-called little trick, and the device, as I have already told you, took 2 minutes 11 seconds to 50%, and 5 minutes to fully charge. If you pay attention to the infographic, one interesting moment from the video. It lies in the fact that the phone was able to reach 290 watts, and not the claimed 300. If you believe this official video, then today it is the fastest charging in the world. The adapter itself is equipped with double GaN technology and has more than 50 degrees of security protection. Despite all this, the charger is quite compact, as you can see in this video. If you ask me this, when will all this appear on our markets, then neither Xiaomi nor Redmi mentioned when these fast charging technologies will be available to ordinary users. Most likely, the technology will first be available in China, and then spread around the world. The most interesting thing is that this technology was shown not by the parent company, but by its subsidiary Redmi. That is, there is a high probability that in the beginning this technology will appear on models from the laptop series. Very soon we, friends, will find out about it.
Guys in general, guys, cool in general.
If you are drowning for this company, then be sure to slap like this video. And now I will tell you about the most interesting smartphone in my opinion. I was most interested in him, because an innovative liquid-cooled smartphone was shown at the UFC Double 2023 year and it turned out to be OnePlus 11. OnePlus, a well-known smartphone manufacturer, presented its latest flagship conceptual model OnePlus 11 at the MC Conference 2023 year, causing a stir among technology geeks and smartphone lovers. The design of the concept smartphone is characterized by an innovative and easily recognizable appearance. This distinguishes it from all its predecessors, and of course competitors. The conceptual version of OnePlus 11 was marked by two breakthrough ideas that, it seems, will take the smartphone industry to a new level. The first idea is the introduction of active liquid cooling technology with an active cryo-flux micropump. The innovative design of the flow channel has further improved the efficiency of liquid cooling, and this is the first smartphone with such technology. This new technology is significantly superior to traditional passive cooling systems and the internal fan system of phones, as well as any heat pipes or heat dissipation. The second breakthrough technology is the innovative hot melting technology used to create a one-piece glass case. It is also the first in the smartphone industry. A smartphone of solid bending of solid glass creates an angle of 84 degrees, while the four faces are close to the effect of the correct angle. This new technology significantly improves the appearance of the phone, providing a feeling of round shape and a pleasant feeling in the hand. The bottom line is that this is a solid shape, and there are no unnecessary joints and seams in such a smartphone. The main lens of the smartphone is made of durable tempered glass. How does this system work? The temperature of the smartphone was lowered by about 4 degrees. This technology will strengthen the smartphone in high-load scenarios. For example, in games with intensive use of graphics, this technology improves the performance of smartphones by increasing the stability of the purity of frames. It's very nice that the throttling is gradually moving away. Although this problem still exists, it is no longer as relevant as about 4 or 5 years ago, when the flagship processors were warming up, friends, how not to themselves. But modern processors are more stable and less prone to trolling, of course, if we do not talk about high-load games. In conclusion, it should be noted that the conceptual version of OnePlus 11 brought smartphone technology to a new level by introducing revolutionary chips, such as active liquid cooling technology, innovative case melting technology, but also some others. This is the smartphone that you need to pay attention to. By the way, friends, the same challenge, write in the comments from 5 to 1 on the like-dislike scale. 5 is good, 1 is as bad as possible. Well, in the end I'll tell you about the Realme GTI 3 240 watts. And friends, it's not in the video, it's not on a piece of paper, it's in fact, from 0 in 80 seconds to 20%. Think about it, friends, 80 seconds 20% of smartphone charging. Just a bullet. To ensure charging. With a capacity of 4,600 mAh. The only difference is that we have a global version. So, friends, I repeat, Realme 3 is essentially a global Globaloka. Realme claims that there are more than 60 levels of protection on the smartphone. This is the first battery that supports charging with a capacity of more than 200 watts. Theoretically, the phone can retain 80% of its capacity after 1,600 charging cycles, which, by the way, is more than 4 years of use. I use 240 watts of fast charging. In just 30 seconds you can charge it in order to continuously talk on the phone for about 2 hours. In addition, it will take only 80 seconds to charge from 1 to 20%. One word: elegantly laid, handsome. And a full charge takes less than 10 minutes. You ask me, this, and what is there on the inside? And here, too, everything is very good. Equipped with the flagship Sleep processor 8 Plus of the first generation, memory, 16 GB of RAM and 1 TB built-in. As you understand, this is the maximum, there are other combinations. Flagship direct screen, 144 Hz, 1.5K resolution. The local peak brightness is 1400 nits, and this screen uses 7-speed intelligent dynamic refresh rate technology. One of the highest PWMs is 2160 Hz and a dynamic contrast ratio of 5 million to 1. And this smartphone costs about $500. Well, the last interesting news about the Meizu company. I am sure that there are a lot of Meizu fans and not only in China, so the public reacted warmly to the news about the new products. Representatives of Meizu reported a great interest in the novelties of Meizu 20 and Meizu 20 Pro. In 55 hours, more than 200,000 applications for the purchase of smartphones were collected on various sites in total, and now it is much more. With an average smartphone price of $700, we get the sum of $140 million, we skip materials, work and everything else and get about 40 million Baku dollars net. In general, the total amount of orders is 200,000. This is a lot, for at least 2 reasons. First, the exact characteristics of Meizu 20 and 20 Pro have not yet been disclosed, so people ordered a pig in a poke. The second, the smartphone has not yet been presented. And why is there such a rush all of a sudden? The Chinese probably know something. However, I expect that Mace will do this kind of tempting and will make a price tag of about $499 for the youngest version. That's going to be cool. Then orders will arrive, friends, as if from a cornucopia. It will be interesting to find out if it will appear on the global market. So far, the Meizu company has big problems with this. If we talk about the configuration, then the Pro version will definitely have 8 of the second generation. And an insider of the digital chat station wrote that Meizu will receive a triple camera with 350-megapixel sensors, an AMOLED screen from Samsung of the latest generation E6 and a resolution of 2K. So friends, it's not long to wait. In the next video we will talk about new products from the company OCO. All respect, have a nice day and bye-bye. And bye-bye. And